We're live! Welcome to Darker Days Radio presents Iron Kingdoms Roleplay 2nd Edition, the Immortality campaign. Iron Kingdoms is a RPG by Privative Press. We are Darker Days Radio. I'm one of the regular hosts, Chris. And I'm joined by Mike, as always, who is also a host of Darker Days Radio and our spin-off show, Dark Hammer. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great. Excited for plans for the upcoming Dark Hammer episode. Should be great.
Yeah. Also, audio is coming through properly this time, so that's always good. Hey.
Yep.
We are joined by Chris, who is, you may well know from writing Onyx Path products, developing them, a whole host of wonderful things. And we are joined by John, who is also a RPG writer as well of Onyx Path products and other things in the... I forget the list of things you've worked on.
I've worked on quite a bit.
Yeah. So things are going pretty well. Things are cool. We had some fun last weekend for Swansea Comics and Games Convention. Please go watch the stream for that. If you can, please donate to the Whales, Ape and Monkey Sanctuary, because of course with the pandemic they require all the help they can get. As you notice, we are one player down this week. We are missing Ben, hence the Warjack image to the side there. Which is actually the cover of the Immortality campaign. So last time we left it that you were travelling on a steamboat up river to the Great Lake and then onwards from there on train to the city of Corvus, carrying carrying a warjack, a Talon warjack that has within it the soul, the very essence of what's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
Bowden Heightley.
Bowden Heightley. And you are travelling with a member of the Order of Illumination, Galen Reach, and you're on the ship known as the Sundown. And at night, the two guards that Galen had hired to stand guard over the possessed Talon Warjack have been killed, seemingly executed by a gun mage, because the shots that were fired were, of course, rune shots when recovered from their bodies, and also the fact that there was no sound is very telltale of the fact that this is the work of a gun mage. So where we left it last is that you were investigating the bodies, and people were looking around for the possible shooter. So you're in the bowels of the ship next to the warjack that has the tarpaulin partly covering it, because it seems like someone was looking in on the warjack. The body's before you, and the captain has obviously sent his men away and is searching for the murderer and gathering people and questioning them currently. Of course, how well his questioning will go is entirely questionable, whereas you are a skilled party of investigators. So,
Right.
What do you want to do?
So the captain doesn't know that a gun mage did this. We're the only ones that have found out that information.
Correct.
Yes.
Although, should state, while no one heard anything, and there is a gun mage bullet in both of these individuals that we found, that doesn't mean a gun mage necessarily committed this act.
I agree with Lord Zinfandel.
Could have been someone with a gun mage flintlock, right? Just firing
Yeah,
it.
presumably. I mean,
You know.
Yes, although
So-
we would have expected to hear the gunshots.
Sure. I'm just saying, we gotta keep an open mind here, because otherwise, if it was definitely a gun mage, there's only two options we know of on this boat, and as I said just 30 seconds ago, Kato could be one of them. Could be a suspect.
I was the one keeping watch. I was making sure there was no one in the hallways and making sure that we weren't like randomly attacked at night by pirates.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I mean, weird things have been going on, Maybe you're infected by some kind of Thamorite curse or possession. What do I know?
If someone had performed mesmerism, the effects would be firstly more evident to an arcanist such as myself, and secondly would usually present themselves in a different form. So I doubt that Kato has been subjected to mesmerism. I think it's more likely that the other fellow did it, and really I think we should focus. I said he was a wrong un, and then what happens? But men are murdered with a gun mage's weapon.
Absolutely. Occam's razor, or wherever the equivalent is down here in Signar.
Arcanum's razor.
Indeed, Arcanum's razor dictates that it's probably that gun mage.
Chris, just real quick, I'm going to take stock of the ammo that I have on me. I should have 24 rounds left of ammunition.
There are 24 rounds there?
Yep.
All accounted for.
So no one's pilfered your stock.
So these weren't my bullets, and I definitely didn't fire them from my gun unknowingly. So, and I know that this evidence isn't going to mean anything to anybody else asking questions, because I could have just made up that number. But at least we can rule out that I shot them. So it's got to be the other.
I think the problem here is we're approaching this as if we're a gang of law-empowered investigators seeking to solve this case for some authority, but we're not. We are interested parties in, and I will point at the warjack, that which whoever was poking around here has been poking at. So we are not investigators trying to seek a case. We are defenders of our interests, which is getting that warjack to the other end of this journey intact. And it is extremely likely that the person responsible for the problem we're now facing is this other gun mage. So firstly, we need to find out more about him. And secondly, we need to find out more about what he's capable of. Not with an interest showing any petty mortal authority here that he is guilty, because we don't care whether we can prove it. If necessary, we can throw him off the barge, drown him, shoot him, or kill him any number of ways. It's not an issue dealing with him, but we need to know if this is who we're dealing with in that respect, and what he's capable of, and what threat he poses to our interests. I don't care about what the captain wants out of this.
Finch, hold on. We're on a barge. We have to follow the laws of the sea. Okay, we can't just go throwing people off the side. All right, there needs to be a trial, and then there needs to be a punishment, which is inevitably it's death. But
this gun mage is gunning for us. This is a first strike at us.
I understand, and you're right. We should probably incapacitate him, and then we can put him on trial.
Well, should we try talking to him first?
Oh, we can, once he's in chains. If he's got silent bullets and exploding things, I'm not a coward. I want to make sure I don't get shot.
What happened there? Okay, where was the conversation before we went off air?
I was suggesting we talk to the Mr. Gun Mage and find out more about who he is. I was suggesting we shouldn't tie him up straight up, because that may cause some alarm among the other people on the barge, which may cause us trouble with them. And I don't want to have to start punting other people off the barge as well. So, I think the first move is probably talk to Mr. Shooty Man, Murderface, and then see about Shooty Man for murder facing him in turn based on what he says.
Yep.
Can I just say it's a little unfair that he gets the cooler nickname? I'm just saying.
Before we go running off from that, I'm going to have a quick chat with Bowden Heightley. He was obviously under a sheet during most of what happened, so I don't imagine he was able to perceive much of what went on. But we had a very brief contact from him last time, confirming he was still in there. We know someone had tried to access the cortex, I think, but he was still there. And he'd confirmed he was still in there. Is he able to confirm with us, like, if we just run some really basic questions past him, like, did you hear any gunshots that sounded like they were? Because I don't know how the silenced gunshots work. I don't know if they sound like a gun with a silencer, or if they're just completely.
Oh, they'll be completely quiet.
Okay. So just try and get any basic information, like did he with the tap, yes, 2 taps, no, kind of thing. Did he see who tried to get his cortex? Did he, etc., etc.
Okay, yeah. Heightley easily responds that with a 2 taps, no, that he didn't see anything. The tarpaulin was still covering his optics.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. So yeah, basically, we'll just tell him we think someone's trying to check him out. That's what. There's been 2 people murdered, and we think it's this rogue gun mage chap. He's trying to get it about Heightley for some reason, but we are going to go and deal with it.
Okay, cool. So you set off and back up deck. So who are you going to check in with first? Galen or the gun mage?
I think the gun mage is our priority, isn't it? That's...
Okay.
Correct.
You go out onto. You look around. You rap upon the door that one of the that the cabin boy points out would be his cabin, and there's no response. And so obviously you have a look around, and he is out on deck, smoking a small cigarello, looking up at the clear night sky, and you can hear the consistent slapping, thrumming of the paddle barge as it plows the way up the river. The landscape passes around nearby, tall cliff sides, then giving way to fern trees, and you can see and hear some of the local wildlife. But otherwise, it's fairly quiet. There's no other boats nearby. The gun mage, as I said, is dressed in kind of rather dark leather overcoat and has a tricorn hat. Has a well-kept goatee and is just there happily smoking, mostly just also playing a game of patience with himself, on a upturned barrel, maybe just laying out the cards idly. Sees you, obviously hears you approaching, and turns round. You're... Any idea who the killer is? Have they found him?
So, out of character. So, we all agreed that we're not going to tie him up immediately, right? Just want to clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's at least get his name out of him before we start on with the with the tying up of folks.
Okay. Can we just throw one of the bullets at him and tell him to explain it?
Or maybe place it down on his little, the little barrel he's playing his patience on. Pop it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zacarias Zinfantile will step forward and place the ruined bullet down on his ace of spades that's out.
I wasn't going to say exactly do that. Classic.
Mind explaining this, gun mage?
He blows out a plume of smoke and looks at it. Yeah, that's a rune shot. What, do you take it off the bodies?
That's right, we did. You can see it from the blood on there.
Yeah.
I know you know a lot about killing, so why don't we see one of your bullets for comparison?
Sure. I am a gun mage, and he lifts away his coat, pulls out, puts his mage lock on the barrel, so you can see it. It is a Lealese design, so it's two barrels, one above, one below. And then hands over, opens it up and pulls out of the chamber one of the rune shots for you, because there's two rune shots in that pistol currently.
Yeah.
All
right.
Everyone can make the appropriate. What would it be? It's the.
Is it forensic sciences?
No, I'm gonna say it's. Is it detection? Yeah, let's go with detection. Yeah. Make a detection roll. So 2d6 plus perception, and you're looking to get, I'm gonna say target's like a 12.
13.
13. Unlucky 13.
Okay. Kato, you are obviously being a gun mage, and I've also got a problem. We don't have audio from everyone again. Why does it do this to me? Sorry, everyone watching. God damn it.
Sorry, although I just tried to say something and I was muted, so hopefully it wasn't that.
Okay, well, you're
Yeah,
coming
it
through
could've been
fine.
that.
Oh, it went quiet. I think everyone was quiet. I just went panicked for a minute. I saw no green on the thing because everyone was quiet. Sorry, bear with me. Technical issues just make me very paranoid right now with stuff. Right, yes. So Kato, you look at the way he pulls out his mage lock, and you realise something. He's left-handed, and there's no signs of any blood spatter on his clothing or in his hands or on the pistol, because obviously one of the shots was at close range. There's no smell of any gunpowder or anything like that. So for you, you notice that kind of thing. Yeah, and looking at, and for you, Kato, looking at the and also for Zacharias, you look at the shots. The runes don't, the style of rune, the way it's carved on, is different. There's a lot more of a flair to the way this gun mage carves it.
You were trained by the Order of the Amethyst Rose.
Not quite. But my master's master was a member.
Interesting.
So,
Although,
oh, go ahead.
no, please, Kato, please go ahead. I was gonna make a off-character comment.
So the way that you're trained, judging by these runes, and then look at the rest of them, I just kind of shake my head.
So, did it look, the original bullets we saw, did they match Kato's style? Because Kato is a audit gun mage, right?
Yeah.
Trained in Signar through their school.
Trained in Sigma. Okay, so did they match Kato's?
No, because
yeah,
again,
style?
Kato has, again, the way that Kato carves them in. You know, obviously there's a particular style they would have picked off their master, but then obviously everyone, much like their handwriting, you can see how they're carved in.
Yeah, I would suggest that we do share Kato's gun mage bullets with this individual, just to show him that it also isn't Kato.
It's not. Yeah. Okay.
We're all on the
That's
same
cool now.
page.
I'm going to ask the chap his name as well because we still
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
who
you
he
haven't
is.
asked his name. Yeah. So yeah, you asked him. He the name is simply Solomon.
That gets narrowed eyes from me.
Yeah, I'm also narrowing my eyes because he's left-handed.
You-
And we all know that Thamarites are
No,
left-handed.
What? No, Solomon was the guy buying up a bunch of explosive alchemy weaponry stuff in
Oh
in
yeah,
Highgate.
yeah, I forgot about that guy. That little
Yeah,
plot
forgot
thread that was dropped multiple.
This might be
sessions ago.
him, or that might be this chap. He might be doing something else concerning. But so from Kato and Zacharias' commentary, then it implies that this guy, if he killed our dead people, he did not do so with this gun or with these bullets, as it were, which is unlikely because he's a gun mage. He's likely to have used his own style regardless. This is now the fact it is not the obvious person, or the other obvious person, obviously Kato. Now has Finch internally going, is it the Morrowan? The doddering old fool of a man? Is he playing us double here? Because I'm naturally paranoid and just randomly settling on people we've encountered as clearly being the culprit.
Yeah, it could be the captain. Could be the captain. You never know.
Could be. Punt him overboard.
I will say that.
Sorry.
So, using the rune shot, you have to think very quickly, and so it's possible that someone could have used a different type of rune shot, but with the incident downstairs, they would have had to do it very, very quickly, which means they would have had to have been very familiar. So just adding more credence to that, whoever we find with essentially the gun, is the one that did that did the two murders. The problem that we have right now is you can hide one of these, and I kind of just gesture towards my mage lock. You could hide these pretty much anywhere. And so whoever is hiding it on the boat, unless we could search through each bunk, which they're not going to let us do, it's gonna be really hard, like trying to find who's got another mage lock on here, because it's not like they have like a signature.
Solomon
like,
is. Are you saying this out in front of Solomon right now? In front of this gun mage? I guess you are.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
the gun mage is looking at you quizzically. You are investigating this murder because
There was a
We
murder.
put a bloody gun mage shot on his game board. I figured he would have been like, "Oh, that's a bloody bullet."
you're investigating it. Why? I mean, what does it matter to you? And in fact, who are you? I see you came
I'm
on
not
with.
massively keen to get executed by some sort of renegade gun mage running
Of
around
course.
shooting people.
I'm interested. What was it you brought on board? You had some heavy
Have
equipment.
Yes.
Yeah, a labor jack, and we've been
And-
hired to make sure it gets to its location.
This is property of the Church of Morrow.
Not exactly, but they're interested in it as well.
Oh, I saw you were conversing, or you were friends. You were working with the Morrowan on board, the priest.
Yes, there's a priest we're travelling with.
Huh. You've known him long?
No.
Oh,
We just got hired to transport this labor jack.
okay. Yeah, interesting. And I'm sorry, you have my name, but I do not know yours.
Cato O'Reilly.
Cato O'Reilly.
Tip my hat.
And you are you're a gun mage too, I see.
I am.
Well met. We should, on a quieter day on our journey, perhaps we lay a bet, do some marksmanship competition.
I would love to do that.
Excellent.
Cato's eyes get really wide.
And this fine chap here, pointing at
yes,
Zacharias.
I am a Lord Zacharias Zinfandel. a pleasure to meet you.
Zinfandel! I think I know. You have family. You have family, yes, in the capital.
Well, yes. It's funny you should ask. Yes, my father's the admiral of the Ladies'
Oh,
Navy.
of course, yes.
Yes.
I-
As an individual that spent so much time amongst devotees of the Amethyst Order.
My sister works in the Navy.
Really? Wow. Maybe I know her. There's not a lot of people that work in it.
It is small, but as I said, it's not about the size.
Yes.
And this,
How you wield it.
indeed, and you are. Looks at your rapier. That is you're a swordsman,
Oh,
Who,
well.
me? Oh, him.
Zacharias.
Yeah. Well, of course. In the courts of Lael, you have to know how to duel and to hold your own and take care of your honor, as I'm sure you well know.
Indeed, but I'm, how you put it, shit with a sword compared to a major lock.
No one's.
And the fellow here,
Oh, just another person hired along on this enterprise. I'm the accountant.
the accountant,
He handles our money.
My name's Allender.
Allender. Excellent. So, yes, I'm afraid I have no idea where the murderer is, if the or who they are. I'm sure there is I'm sure there'll be some sizable bounty to apprehend this murderer when we arrive north before we travel to Corvus. I'm heading to Corvus and on from there to Lael. You see,
A bounty? Why would you say that?
well, the person is a murderer on a ship such as this. I'm sure there will
Murdered
be
a few servants, nothing more.
though, but it is a. Surely there would be a bounty on a rogue gun mage's head committing such crimes.
Well, perhaps, but
Are you
gun
worried
mage-
you worried it might end up on your head then?
I would rather not have it placed laid upon me, given that, well, At least I'm not the only gun mage here.
No.
I mean, why should I trust you? You could easily have killed your own men.
Seems a little pointless.
No, but as we proved to you, it's a different style of bullet. It seems like it has the flair of perhaps a Laylee's style. I'm not sure, but and as well, a different caliber for the gun. So clearly, it's not Kato's either. So that puts us all in a bit of a pickle, and could behoove us to all work together to ensure that neither yourself nor my compatriot here are, accused of something they didn't commit.
Anyway, I will leave you gentlemen to it, where you discuss such lofty natures as guns and magic. I have some business to attend to.
Of course. Say hello to your. I think I played some cards with him earlier. Was it? I was watching the card game. Your Trollkin friend. I saw you. I think he is heavily drinking elsewhere.
He's probably passed out at this point. He'll wake up in a day or two. It happens sometimes.
Very well.
So
Anyway,
Finch is gonna
a pleasure meeting you.
beeline for wherever our Morrow and Buddy is.
Okay. Galen will mostly be in his cabin.
Since it wasn't Solomon, who I still think is extremely sus because of the sharing a name, just because he shares a name with the person we've been told was buying up explosives, I have now set on the belief that it is Galen who did it, with no evidence. However, I am thoroughly suspicious of this, so I'm going to go and seek him out with an eye to watching to see has he been scrubbing his hands recently, kind of thing. Trying to get that damn spot out.
Okay. You head to Galen's cabin, and you rap upon the door. You hear some shuffling inside, and then after almost half a minute or so, the doddering Morrowan comes out, answers the door, creaks open the door. Yes? Oh, Finch, yes.
Yes.
How is everything? Have they found the murderer?
No, not yet. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Just a little tired. I don't like boats.
No, I can understand that. I'm scrutinizing him closely. Does he look like he's, is he splashed with blood and smoke?
Not that you can tell. No.
Okay. It's no sort of strong smell of gunpowder or the like on him, or
Not that you would notice. No.
no, that's fine. Yes. Well, maybe we'll just have a quick sit down, a chat.
Must we? I mean, look at the time.
Well, yes, the time is rather of the essence. Is he father? What's his title? Does he have a title?
Galen Reach would be brother, because he's part of the Order of Illumination. We'll just say.
I think time is rather the essence, brother. Inwardly, Allender is like, how is this guy? I thought the more the Order of Illumination people, they send up this elite witch hunter types. This guy seems like he could barely get out of bed. We've really been given the scrapings off the barrel with this guy. But I think time is rather of the essence, brother.
Okay. Just give me. Give me a moment. We can meet. Let's see. We can meet in the dining hall above. I'm sure everyone else have returned to sleep and will be either in their own rooms or will have returned to their quarters. Yes. And also give me a chance to just refresh myself, get some fresh water. Bring the cabin boy, actually. If you can call for him and bring some fresh water, it would do me the world of good. Yes, a world of good. I will see you momentarily.
Of course. I will ask the cabin boy to bring some water. I will see if Zacharias and Cato have finished their chat about guns with the gun mage.
Yeah.
or whatever it is that people talk about gun mages with. Talk with gun mages about, and I will say that if they are no longer conversing with people, I'll mention that I'm going to meet with a brother in the dining room, and that if anyone were of a particularly paranoid state of mind, that would also be a very good chance to check out his room and possessions as well while he isn't in there.
Okay.
Finch is clearly being very paranoid about this by even suggesting that.
There's just been a little bit of a murder on board. Being paranoid right now is not exactly a bad thing.
And then I will definitely go to the dining room to meet with the brother. If anyone else wants to do Operation check out if a doddery old man is in fact an evil killer, then that is an open possibility.
I'll come with you.
I'll go too. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're
You're
going to come?
all my favorite kinds of guns.
Is anyone going to try and check through his stuff while he's not in there then?
Oh, yes, I can do that then. Well, wait, am I good at searching for stuff? Is that detection?
I think it probably runs off detection.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay. You're waiting in the dining room. Obviously, it is. There's the staircase that leads. Staircase that leads down from. I'm just checking where the actual dining room is on here. It's on the lower deck, the dining room. Staircase leads down from the hallway where the main crew, where the main cabins are, and and then behind and beyond it is obviously the engine room and where the and obviously all the mechanics for running the ship is. So you can hear the engine, pumping away. There are a number of tables. There's three tables. So in other words, there's enough to see everyone and anyone that could be on board. Yes, you're sat waiting there. Mostly poured yourself something to drink, and Galen comes down the staircase, looking quite white as a sheet.
Oh my gosh!
And he sits down. There's something. Finch, where are the others? Cutting to.
Point to Kato, who's come with me.
Oh, Kato's there.
It's not him.
And cut to Zacharias outside Galen's door, having seen him head down there. You check the door. It is it's locked.
Ah, shit. Okay.
You should be good at this.
Hold on.
You should be able to do lock picking. It's an agility roll.
I don't have a lot of agility, but we're gonna try to do this anyway.
Remember, you can spend a feat point to boost the roll.
Yep, and you are unskilled in it, so I don't know how bad that's going to influence it. But I doubt it's like the most complicated of locks in the world. Untrained.
Yeah.
It can't be used untrained.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Well, first off, how sturdy is this door? It's not that like complex a lock or anything. Can I use my dress sword to just like try to pry open
yeah, you can try that.
The latch? Let's just go with that. Do you need me to roll for such a thing?
You're trying to force it, so we're gonna say you're gonna have to rely on just pure strength.
Okay, I have a little bit of that. We boost the roll. Let's not boost the roll. Let's re-roll that though.
Don't worry, the door opens up anyway. It wasn't locked.
Wait. But you said it was locked.
No, I said doors. It would have been locked, and you would have assumed it was locked, but
it has a lock, but it was not actually locked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Got a look at
that good at picking locks.
Yeah. So, Zacharias kind of just looks to the sides and then steps in and closes the door, and then starts rifling through stuff.
As you enter, there's the bed. The sheets are disturbed. There is a small table, which obviously has a hole cut into it where a porcelain bowl is, and there's a jug of water, so it doesn't fall over as the boat rocks. There is a plate of scraps of food that he's eaten, and obviously the chamber pot, and a window, and then there is a closet on the one side of the room, which is open, and it immediately catches your eyes because
I will
while there is
the
his robes there, like his heavy robes that he would normally wear, you also see at the bottom of it there are 24 dead ravens.
What, are ravens used for anything in this setting, or is this just like real?
We saw one at the we saw a dead raven at the farm site, and it was dead while flying around, which means he's a necromancer.
But I don't know that. I have no idea about any of that kind of stuff.
We saw a dead bird flying.
I did know that.
As you look at it, as you look in that direction, you're pretty certain one of them twitches.
I stab it with my sword.
You go in to stab it, and as you do, their eyes flare to life with green balefire.
Is there evidence he's a necromancer?
They burst into the air, and the room is filled with black feathers and these squawking, undead ravens.
I fired my pistol at one of them.
Okay, your shot goes off. Let me see. You immediately fire. Okay, to disperse ravens. Okay, fire. Okay, you shoot.
Oh, okay. Make a roll for it. Let's see if I actually hit one. Not that great with pistols, but
wildly.
Oh, you also and that's for. Okay, yeah, you can roll to hit normally.
I did really well. I got a 16.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
But for damage, you will roll one less die because it's so hard to hit a swarm of birds.
That's fine.
So roll for damage.
That is plus my power. That's 12.
Okay. You blow the wings off one of the ravens, but obviously that is not really doing much to them. They're squawking and fluttering around you, and they begin to peck at you and claw at you.
Get out of there.
You take 2 points of damage.
Oof. Okay.
To the 4, obviously accounting for armor.
Ooh.
No, actually, no. Armor won't count. It's just straight damage.
Okay. I don't have a lot in that, but my spiral is still. I still got dots in every spiral, so it's okay.
Everyone else hears the gunshot go off a floor up. Gale was like, "What? What was that? Come quickly!" And points. They're in my room.
Obviously, my original thing I was going to say to try and fob Galen off was, Zinfandel's just off questioning people, but now a gunshot's gone off, up and going.
I'm running ahead of him. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, if you're running forward, I'm torn between wanting to get that ASAP and wanting to keep my eyes on Galen, clear evil guy in my head, which turns out to be right, but so I'm I'm getting going, but I want to try and keep an eye for as long as I can on Galen until it's absolutely necessary to break line of sight on him just to get ahead. Okay.
Kato, you run up there, but you're not going to be able to act because your turn is literally just running up the stairs to the door to the cabin. Galen follows you. Finch, you're following. I imagine, and we cut back to Mike. Zacharias, you are being pecked and clawed at. Do you want to stumble out of the cabin?
I will attempt to stumble out of the cabin.
Okay. Do you want to shoot, or do you want to use your sword and, just swish it around?
My character's much better with their swords, so I will attempt that. My sword attempt roll is a 12.
Is a 12. So that's a hit. And then
Sure.
again, rolling for damage with one less die.
Dress sword. Ooh, that's only a 9.
Total damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You're clear. All you're doing is literally just like slicing off feathers at this point.
We're not the
That's fine.
strongest party without brag. in
Mike,
terms
you
of
suffer
hand-to-hand.
a further 4 points of damage to your 2
Jesus.
Ow!
as they peck and scratch your flesh.
Okay. Have I stumbled out yet?
Yeah, you've stumbled out of the room, and just as the others see you stumble out and seeing this swarm of birds around you, these black feathers filling the air, and you are covered in claw marks over your face and having been pecked, just like, swatting your rapier around. Let's see, was there any other information to say about that answered? Yeah, okay. Galen's eyes are wide when he sees this. Them! Birds! 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 And,
Oh, 1 sec, I'll be right in a moment.
Sure.
Back in a moment.
Kato, you're there, so I guess you're gonna do something.
So when in combat with the birds, we can only hit them one bird at a time, correct?
They're a swarm.
Okay.
Return.
Then I'm gonna get a little loud. And I'm just gonna say, cover your ears.
Oh,
Mage
shit.
lock, shooting in the middle of the swarm, and then I could put silencer on it, but it doesn't really feel thematic for what I'm about to do. So
No.
There's no need for it, right?
Yeah.
You want the loudness to it
Yep.
to scare the birds, surely.
Also, because otherwise people might start going, wait, you fire silenced birds as well. Were you the murderer?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
My gun's always loud. All right.
There's no silent switch.
Lost the die. That's no good. That was kind of does a 13 hit?
13 is a hit, and remember,
okay.
damage is with one less die.
Okay. So 3d6 because I have brutal on it, down to 2d6
Yeah.
because of the
So,
undead resilience.
so yeah, good. You've got brutal on it. God, you're blasting with a lightning blast, then, right? Aren't you? You're
Yeah.
doing just thunderstrike. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry,
Cool.
I forgot, Thunderstrike, brutal, and accuracy.
Yeah. Okay.
I rolled really poorly with the accuracy die. Here we go. 13 off of a power 10 weapon.
13 total. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of bad.
Yeah.
You also now count as being in the swarm, so I'm going to roll some damage against you. You take 2 points of damage to your 3.
Ow. It's rude. I barely hurt these birds. I don't know why they're so mad.
Again, you're getting clawed in the face, and
Oh, I know. I
yeah.
figured.
And Galen's there, and he's just ducks down as the birds kind of attack him. He's like, get away, and he's shielding himself with his hands. Finch, what do you want to do? You're seeing Galen being attacked by these undead.
Firstly, I have no idea if it'll affect the damage these guys are doing, but I'm going to do aura protection with my first cast. So that pings up. I don't know if the damage, the armor from that will affect the pecking horde.
Unlikely, because no one's getting armor
I'm
against it. But you'll do it
Putting
anyway.
it up
Yeah.
anyway. Are we getting any damage reduction or just no gear armor?
You're getting no armor or damage reduction. It's just you get dealt
Okay, so it's
straight
good.
damage points.
And then just going to thrust out into a telekinetic force hammer into the mass, aiming so as to not hit any of my teammates.
Sure.
And fire a force hammer off. I will boost the attack roll, which is me's reasonably chunky for 16.
Okay, that's a hit.
Now, you said, are we doing 1 dice less damage? Because
Yeah.
the swarm was that. Okay. Now, the question is, however...
Is this an AoE
will-
attack as well? That's the
No,
thing.
but
Oh,
it's a
shame.
slam. So the target's getting flung 6 inches.
Okay. That will hit a wall, so they will get extra damage
which
against them.
gets me extra, and I am boosting the damage dice as well. So I'm doing 3 dice rather than 4 dice. This would be if it
Yeah,
was
that's
not
right.
That was not so great. That was a mere 21 damage.
Mere 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you force hammer. I guess you just reach out with your hand. Runes glow around it. For the stream problems we are having here, OBS is really kicking my ass tonight. Well, anyway, we're coming up on a break briefly. We're going to summarise what you've possibly just missed. So we're going to go back and just quickly do it. So, Mike, you... let's go through what we just said. So, Mike, you Zinfandel has accused Galen Reach of being a necromancer, or Finch has also done so.
I've confirmed that he was accusing him of being
necromancer.
I've technically accused him myself.
And what you unfortunately may have missed is a bit of back and forth where we confirmed that Galen Reach was about to tell Finch about the birds that he had spotted in his now opened closet, and his room had been rifled through. But it turns out, as he was about to do that, of course, the Zinfandel went into the chamber and disturbed the birds. There's been a little bit of back and forth of, you're a necromancer, no I'm not, yes you are, no I'm not. Why were you even going into my chambers in the first place, between Zinfandel and Galen Reach? Which leads us to kind of now.
Yeah, so we're just shoving Galen into his room under house arrest. Because I don't want to deal with him anymore. And then Zacharias turns to Finch, turns to Cato O'Reilly and says, wait a minute. He had water delivered? Those two downstairs had food delivered?
Yes, I had
the goddamn chef.
Outrageous.
Chef's a necromancer?
Maybe. He deals a lot in dead meat.
Yes, no one ever accuses butchers and chefs of being necromancers, do they? Despite the fact they work in the key raw materials of the trade.
I want to look at these birds. Do these birds look like they were dressed first? Like, I mean, like,
I think
they're ravens.
Dressing.
And there's nothing else done to them other than, obviously they've somehow been imbued with necromantic energy, which you don't understand how that's done.
They probably carved them with animating thrall marks.
Oh yeah, Finch, you might notice exactly that kind of thing.
But that's not a conventional form of dressing your food. It's not a standard culinary procedure. I mean, I think there might be a novelty food angle in there if you had an animated chicken, for example.
Right, Finch, I know you're having fun with this, but let's get our heads back in the game here. I think we need to talk to the chef, or the porter, or whoever brings the food around.
I know who I asked for the water, so we're going to go and talk to the water boy.
Okay.
Because obviously I remember the specific person I asked.
You go off to try and find the cabin boy.
What did it?
Who brought the water for you.
And it was him what did it.
Brogan
by process
Diggs.
of elimination.
He is, as we said, he is a tan, somewhat unkempt blonde hair, dishevelled uniform, smokes a wooden pipe. You find him, on the top of the deck. He's bouncing some small rubber ball off the cabin, off the wheelhouse door, just to amuse himself while he's waiting for the captain to tell him to do something else. You go and find him.
Finch is on the impression that if I keep on accusing everyone on the ship, eventually we will get the correct person by dint of elimination.
I'm also going to blame all technical issues tonight on Windows 10, because clearly I now look at my machine and it goes, there's a Windows 10 update that's ready to install. It's like, no wonder, that's what's been going on in the background. Anyway.
Thanks, Microsoft.
Thanks. Anyway, so you find the boy. And he turns around. Oh, sirs, did you want more food, water?
Yes.
So
the finger is ominously pointed in his face by Finch.
yes.
Mr.
You there, sir. Did you bring Galen somewhat more of an order than I asked for?
I brought him... What do you mean?
And did you bring him substantial a platter of an avian sort?
What does avian mean?
I'm asking, lad, how there ended up being a large number of dead ravens in the brother's closet.
He looks terrified as you say this.
To the room.
What do you mean?
we mean that I asked you to bring the brother food and water, and in the time when he was off emptying his chain pot and you brought it, there suddenly turned out to be an entire murder of crows in his closet.
I never went in
Murder
there.
being
I never
very
went in
apposite.
there.
Let's go a little secret police on this kid. Okay. All right, listen, son. If you didn't put those birds in there, who did? Did you see anyone hanging around? Did you see someone go in just after you left? Did someone slip you a bag of something and say, "Hey, put this in the closet"?
It's like a bag of ravens.
The closet?
Yes, the
Yeah.
closet.
The closet. Did you go into the closet while you were in there?
I didn't take...
Boy?
He kind of looks at you and is like, I...
Oh shit! You carry on questioning the boy. I've had an idea, and I'm going to go back down to the cabin again.
I go with them.
Shit, now I'm stuck here with this kid.
He brings out a few coins, loose coins. I may have taken these from brother Galen Reach, brother Reach, and he puts the coins into your hand.
Oh, how many coins?
It's about 2 gold crowns worth of coins.
Okay.
Guy's pioneering. Give him the money back. You know, he deserves it.
Mike, you can make a detection roll.
Do I detect his honesty or
You detect
dishonesty?
the sick taint of necromancy upon these coins.
Got an 11.
You got an 11 on that, okay, and then you can make a let me that's detection. Let's make a you're interrogating him, right? Basically.
I am. I am a noble, an aristocrat, with privilege, so I get a +2 to social rolls if respected.
Okay, you're doing interrogation then with the appropriate. Interrogation or intimidation with the appropriate social stat you want to use. Interrogation will run off intellect. Intimidation will run off, I guess, poise.
Oh, let's go with intellect.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's an 18 right there.
18. Oh shit! Yeah. I guess you stand up very tall, and you're about to deliver quite a searing put down on the boy, and you've got the coins in your hand. You're looking at them. You instantly recognise that within the gold crowns there's some Laerlese. Well, amongst the coins there's some Laerlese coins. There's some Cadoran coins, some Ordic ones.
That's okay. It's a whole big mix of them. That's pretty strange. Did you really get these from the brother's room?
Yes.
Proud Signarin who's never left this country.
I took them from his heavy robes. They were in the closet there, earlier today. I didn't touch his luggage though.
All right, boy. You're gonna take me back to his room and show me precisely where you found these.
Of course.
All right. And he will lead me over there, and I'll be ready to draw my sword. Maybe I'll even have a sword. No, I won't have my sword out at his back, but I'll be ready to draw my sword if needed.
Right, and I think at that point we'll have a actual break, and we'll be back in 10. Okay.
Gotcha.
Right. See you in 10. Okay, we're back. Hopefully with no more technical issues. On some wood. Okay, right. So what was happening, Mike? You've interrogated a small cabin boy and got some coins out of him.
Incriminating coins.
Maybe. I don't know.
The boy, before you set off, he does also, because obviously you've really set him off, and he is quite fearful of you and doesn't want to get into any trouble. He also produces a small scrap of paper, and it's kind of like it has what's it have on it? It has on the name. It basically says Galen Reach, and it has the time of and the dock number of where the Sundown would have been in Highgate before it set off.
What? Where'd you get this paper from?
I thought it might. I just grabbed I just grabbed from his pocket. Mr. Solomon.
Wait, you stole this from Solomon?
Yes. You're not going to.
I thought you got these coins from Galen.
Oh, the coins are from Master Galen. That scrap of paper though was I was the only thing I lifted from Mr. Solomon's pockets. And then he also produces a small pocket watch. That's from one of the other people on board.
Oh, is it a Signarin pocket watch?
It is, yeah. It's a pretty nice. It's a pretty nice pocket watch.
Yeah. Is it curious what pocket that?
Important evidence.
Okay. Well, let's keep walking towards Galen's room, son, and we'll figure out what's going on with these coins.
Okay. What's everyone else doing while Laeli's noble is interrogating a young boy?
Going the hell back to Galen's cabin.
Okay,
That's
so
what I was going to.
you've gone back to Galen's cabin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I guess you knock on the door, and he opens it up, and he's... why can't I get any sleep? What do you want?
Sorry,
now,
the evening's not
Finch?
getting any better. I'm going to point at the closet. Is the closet, because this is a barge, is the closet like built into the wall?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to stride over to said closet, open it up, and I am going to start, I'm going to basically check out if it's got a false back or bottom on it.
Okay.
Because Alan was thinking again, wait, how do the fucking ravens get in there? What if the back of the closet is just a way you could get them in? So
they
I'm going to
mostly
basically check
got in.
them.
They mostly got in through the window. I mean, it's large enough for a person to fit through. If they got in way,
Yes,
to
but
sneak
why would
in.
they all sit in the closet? Why would they sneak in? Why would they
Well, I
just
don't
kill
know.
you
They
while
may
you
have.
were
It
asleep?
could be. It could easily have been a very. It's a very elaborate trap, is it not?
That's why it's probably not a trap. It's too elaborate, surely.
But it's the work of a necromancer, and in my line of work, I'm. And if they and he looks around, and if they know what we've got on board, are they not the people that Bowden was perhaps working for?
Well, possibly, but look, if they have, if this
And
is
then,
connected to the two dead,
and then, you still have on you, don't you? You have the translations. They mostly assumed you gave them to me.
right? But who else would have known any of this information?
Yes. I mean, while the Order of Illumination is obviously filled with many God-fearing and pious people. Unfortunately, as with any organization, there's always room for corruption somewhere and heretics to worm their way in. We can only assume someone got word in Highgate or got word in Corvus.
I'm gonna go and sort of see if I can stick my head out the window if it's big enough for me to stick.
Can I just ask a question? Of everyone on board, there's a man here. I fear he is. I fear he's an assassin, or of sort of that kind. I've seen a pistol on him, much like
Do you mean
yours,
the gun
Cato.
mage?
He's a gun mage.
Yes, there's a gun mage on board. He's probably not responsible for the 2 dead bodies.
You're certain?
No, I said he's probably not responsible for the 2 dead bodies in the hold. I said, sticking my head out, looking around. And that's part of the problem. You see, the problem is if someone wants to kill you with a mob of murderous necromantically animated birds, they've got someone with a gun on board the ship, which seems a far superior way of putting an end to you if that was their mind.
The door, there's a rap on the door, and Zacharias, you're there with the cabin boy.
Master Infidel, I haven't found any secret doors, hidden bottoms, or strange window attachments yet.
Okay, well, first off, this cabin boy is here because he stole these coins from you, Galen.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Funny that you should have these Kadoran coins on you, and Delaylese coins, and Ordic coins, but no coins from Signar.
Well, yes, but then they're of a common value, and if you live in Corvus long enough, you'll come across plenty of coin.
A likely story. Don't think you're...
I've had enough of your accusations, Lord Zinfidel. I mean, if you are an example of all the nobility from Lael, I believe you should return back to finishing school promptly.
How dare you? How dare you when I've also found this small piece of paper here.
Which, of course, has...
Yes, it has Galen's name, the dock number. And this young lad here claims that he got it off of our friend the gun mage, Solomon.
See? He must be the killer.
Don't think you're out of the woods yet, dear Galen. That's for us 3 to decide. And also Bragg, if he ever wakes up.
He's got the wrong gun, the wrong style, and how on earth would he get a closet load of ravens in here?
Well, we do recall that there was a Solomon who was in cahoots, possibly with some brigands, bandits, and necromancers. Maybe he's the necromancer all along.
Or the
maybe
necromancer isn't on board and they sent these things in remotely from shore or wherever they are. Oh.
No, that's some pretty
Gentlemen, I'm aware of the need to find this killer, but I can. Thinking of the time, would it be best that we sleep? It begins to look rather suspicious if. I doubt the killer will be trying anything for the rest of this evening, given that there's already been quite a commotion. I've already had to explain to the captain about why there was a gunshot that went off in this chamber and about the birds outside.
Yes, and I see they haven't cleaned up any of the blood and gristle here. Most unfortunate. Cabin boy, why don't you make yourself useful and clean this up, and I'll flip him the Laelese coin.
Okay. Right, he takes coin and obviously helps tidy up the room a bit more, and makes a he actually makes the bed for the captain, and also makes an effort to pay no attention to the luggage that's underneath the bunk.
Yes, the luggage. The luggage that he said he never rifled through. The luggage that could be another red herring. The luggage that could hold the truth.
If, gentlemen, you have finished and the boy has done a good job, can I please return to sleep? I should also suggest you get some. And also, Lord Zinfandel, I know you do good work right now for the Order of Illumination and the Church of Morrow, but to be perfectly frank, I've had enough of your company for this evening. I think it would do us good for us both to have a good night's rest.
Yes, it would. It would. But before we go, I want to see what's in your luggage.
I just kind of nod my head. It's a perfectly reasonable request.
No, there is. Wait, there is a reason we should check. No, there is a reason we should check, brother. If, as you say, those ravens were here because someone thinks you have the copies, we should check and see if anyone's actually been through your luggage.
Okay. Sure. He pulls the case from underneath the bunk. And he works the lock on it.
Yep.
The combination lock on it, and by all means, open it.
I will open it. If I now die to a horrible trap,
the leather case opens up, and inside are black feathers. What? Where are my clothes?
I will start to go through it because obviously
there's nothing in there but black feathers. Where?
Oh my God, he is the necromancer.
But you saw me. You saw me.
Ravens on board in your luggage, and then you.
It had my clothes in there. Someone saw my clothes.
When did you last open this luggage?
It was so I opened it before getting into bed. Then there was the murders downstairs. I heard about the commotion then. There was a question from the captain. And then because that woke me up, I thought finally I should actually get out of my clothes and wear my bed clothes, as you can see. And then that was the last time I opened it. Yes.
And it had what you expected in there at the time.
It had my bed clothes, and it had a few novellas I was reading.
Novellas.
Sifting through this, literally, there's nothing but feathers in it now. So it's all whatever he's claiming was in there is, if he's telling the truth, is all gone.
Yeah,
Curiouser.
Let's see. What would you use to detect whether he is even telling the truth or not? Because you're mostly interested in that.
Is it detection, or is there a different skill?
Yeah, we can look. It's mostly detection.
Oh, okay. One sec. I just need to quickly answer the door.
Sure.
Sorry about that, just a neighbour. I return. Did we find a skill that's appropriate?
Yeah, it'll be detection.
Okay. Do you want me to roll a detection roll then?
Yeah.
Okay, dice. I'm going to spend a fate point. If they call fate points, I can't remember. Feat point.
Feat
a
point.
feat point to boost it. Is it perception and detection? Yes, it is. Detection is based on perception. So that's reasonably chunky. That is 18, I think. We'll check. Yes, 18.
18. You feel like he's hiding something about what was in the case, but then he is certainly he has all
shocked at what's happened. And
he's shocked that that's missing. Well, actually, he definitely seems like he's hiding something. You're not too sure whether he's shocked that the case was empty though.
Right. Okay. But he's
hiding some truth, but you're not too sure what.
Okay. Brother, is there something you're not telling us about what was in this box? I mean, this is very important. We've risked life and limb already on behalf of the Order. We've retrieved blasphemous writings, a strange mechanica. At the very least, you could tell us what might have been in here that has caused you to be attacked by necromantic raven swarms already.
Okay. Okay. What's your intelligence?
It is maxed for a human, which means I have int 5.
Oh, wow. I'm just checking if he was the type of character to even be... I'm just gauging what that means if someone was actually trying to hide the truth from you. Also, it's useful for knowing the cabin boy, because he might be lying about stuff as well. And also Solomon, if you need to go question him some more, he might be doing some deception rolls.
I'm just sort of force hammering people off the boat at this point. They're all in on it. If I accuse everybody, I will be
like
correct
what John
by
said.
default.
If we just kill everyone that isn't us,
Yeah.
we'll get the murderer eventually.
See, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
Yes.
with people acting
So
like that.
you wish. Okay. The truth of the matter is that within there was obviously some information regarding the case of Bowden Hightley. I was sent from the north to ascertain the nature of what was going on and to follow you on if you had recovered this arcane mechanic that he is, this arcanist. I was aware, and there was some information there, was the names of the contacts in the Order of Illumination who were chasing Bowden Hightley from the Kingdom of Kador. You understand, such information must be used carefully because of the nature of the nature of diplomacy between Kador and Signar. Knowing there are agents of Kador secretly moving through Signar is not... It is not information divulged lightly. And if that information was, and their nature was to have got out, it would have damaged their investigations. Of course, now that is a moot point because they are dead.
And that's the only sensitive information in here that someone might have taken, essentially.
Yes, I mean, it would have been that and my notes upon the case. I mean, I'm sure they were also looking for... My notes, obviously, we understood that Bowden Hightley had stolen certain texts, and so my notes in there had obviously been updated with what you had learned before we got on the boat, which is, of course, that Hightley was in possession of this Librum Mechanecrus,
Yes. I'm now going to literally, just without speaking, bolt out the room. I'm going the fuck back to my cabin to see if it's full of evil death birds and rifled through cases. 'Cause I want to make sure my notes on the Necromechanicus are still there.
You've kept them in your cabin, have you?
I don't know what. I mean, I don't know where the best. I think that would have been the best place to put them was somewhere secure in the cabin because I can't think of anywhere else that would have been a good idea to put them except in a. If I put them in a box with a mech, then
Okay, you can you leg it, you hot foot it
Yep.
down the corridor to your cabin.
Yep.
You use the key, open it up, you go in. You sniff the air. What's that smell? Pipe smoke.
Who was the pipe smoker? Was
Oh
it
yeah.
the boy?
Also, Bragg is completely passed out asleep. There is a very large
is he the
barrel.
pipe smoker?
He basically brought up a small barrel of ale, and it's completely empty, and it's just
Right.
at a tankard there. He is
Okay.
drunk.
So checking through my things immediately.
Yeah, you decided to put anything in. If you had any luggage that it would have been in, is under Bragg's bunk, and Bragg's bunk has he's so heavy that it bows with his weight, and so no one would have been able to pull out from under it the case, so it's fine.
Okay, good. Right, this pipe smoke is the cabin boy was.
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't he? So he's been in here. Right. Okay. Good. Bragg, stay on guard duty. I say to his.
Bragg's like, make mine a double, and then falls asleep again.
I'm gonna double check that the window is sealed, locked, and bolted. No.
No, it's not been opened.
Good. Double check. I'm going to open the closet. I'm basically searching in case of paranoidly searching for expecting anything I open to be full of angry undead birds. Like, are they in here? Are they in here? Drawer. And if I am able to confirm that there are no angry birds, I'm going to hotfoot it back to Galen's cabin, where Zinfandel still has the cabin.
Meanwhile, Zinfandel
cleaning up,
and
cleaning
Kato,
up birds.
Obviously, Finch is out of the room. And you've got Galen there, who has watched the young cabin boy, tidy up the room while you've been talking, and he sits on the bunk. Could I get some sleep now? Mr. Finch seems to have gone. Case of the runs. What is the time anyway?
Pocket watch.
That's a nice pocket watch.
It seems to be running a little slow, but it says it's 2 o'clock. It's probably closer to 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Actually,
By
we can just
morrow.
Wait. We hear 3 bells of the watch.
By morrow. Not even dear Thamar would be up at this hour.
Funny you should mention that.
Why is it funny that he should mention it?
I'm not there, but
Yeah.
Can I please get some sleep?
Kato, do you have any further questions for the brother here?
No.
I don't have any questions either, but I think you should stay in our room tonight. For safety and security. We got an extra bedroll for you.
And you suggest it's not much room in there with Master.
We don't
Bragg
want you to get
asleep.
hurt or anything.
Perhaps if I understand what you're saying for my safety. How about I sleep in there, and those of you that can fit in here, there's the bunk here, and you can put the other roll out, are in here. If the assassin returns, he would find you, and if he comes to your chamber looking for the translations, they'll find Master Bragg, and that would be a shock for them.
No, we're sticking together, old man.
Oh,
Enough of this. Where did
Very
Finch get
well.
off to?
at which point, Finch is back at the door.
Yep. And I'm gonna try and point at cabin boy. What's his face?
Brogan.
We didn't.
You little shit. Point.
Sir?
You were in my and Bragg's room, weren't you?
And looks at
And
Silverdor.
none the fuck too long ago
I will-
since we've been up with all this.
I was in there before. Yes, I was in there before you spoke to me. Before Lord Zinford here, questioned me.
And what the fuck were you doing in there, boyo?
I was.
Oh, we might have a.
Oh, perfect timing. I need to.
He returns.
I need to
I
sort
do,
out.
in fact, return.
I need to sort out the stream. Hold on a minute. Let's sort out the overlay. Oh no, everything's gone wild and it's. Oh no! I've deleted the wrong thing. Bear with me. Ah, nuts. What do we want? Give me a moment. Image.
News of my demise was greatly overstated.
About that. Yeah, we had to put Bragg down.
So
be honest,
I'm his twin brother.
Flag.
Yeah.
So,
To be honest, it's probably a good thing he hasn't been here thus far, because someone would have ended up beaten to death at this point. I have no doubt. Someone would have been ended at this point.
Well, given the evening that I've just had, that might still happen. So let's
Oh
not
yeah.
let's not rule anything out just yet. Let's just say that spending 2 hours waiting for vets to find out if Captain is okay, to find out that Captain is okay, has put me in a good mood. But
Yeah.
let's just say that the stress of it has put me in a place where I'm looking forward to killing something.
So a very
Okay.
quick summary of what Bragg has been up to is Bragg went and had a drink and has been sleeping it off, and performing vital guard duty for key documents in the process.
Sleeping it off. Someone has greatly underestimated my abilities to imbibe alcohol.
There was a lot of alcohol involved.
Oh, okay, never mind. Someone has not.
It was like a keg that he had by himself.
All right. Yep.
And then we'll have snooze. The rest of us have been running around an increasingly farcical series of pointing fingers at people, which
And
you'll
we
get to
fought
find out
Bert.
about shortly. And a light spot of necromancy occurred that wasn't us as well.
A light spot of necromancy,
Yeah,
as opposed to that heavy necromancy that people are getting into.
yeah.
we've just been cursed by Thamarites, man. It's just.
And the overlay sorted. Yeah. So, at which point, I guess Bragg stumbles into as you're leading. Actually, it would make sense. You're questioning the Brogan, and you leave the door. You lock the door to Galen's chambers, and you head to your chambers, and then you find Bragg awake.
Yep.
Obviously now smoking heavily.
Yep.
As he's woken up from being very, very drunk.
Or being mildly sozzled for him.
Yeah.
Enough to give him a need a nap. Yeah. So, you little fucking. I'm pointing at the Kempo. So, what were you doing in here? You were getting halfway through a stammering excuse for yourself.
I was I saw how much he pulls out a bag of sweets, and you recognise them as the type of sweets that Bragg has on him that he gives to kids. I saw Master Bragg's bag and I took some more.
This is not the night for this. You saying you came in here, puffing on your pipe, to steal sweets from a trollkin?
He nods.
With everything else going on this evening, you're lucky you haven't been shot, stabbed, or eaten by birds.
Galen just leads a... My God, boy, this is not the way one. This is not the. Did you never go to church? Morrow, would be most displeased. This is the way of your soul be utterly damned beyond this world into the realms of Verican if you are not careful.
Oh, no, steady on. It was a bag of sweets. I don't care that much about
It
that.
is-
I care
it
about
is-
the fact.
It is the start down a road of thievery and being a hoodlum and being an uncouth thug.
Yes, but I'm a bit more concerned about the literal bullets and necromancy taking place that this idiot's been getting himself in the cross fire line for repeatedly. If he's telling the truth.
Now, may I get some...
Can we just roll it
Please,
back
if
a
you
bit?
wish to talk to the boy, I would like to get some sleep.
Right,
Now.
you lie down. Yeah, bunk down there, Galen. You're staying in here now. Right, Bragg. The brief summary is: we started
Yeah.
investigating the murders. We
Yep.
found out that Solomon the Gun Mage probably isn't the person who shot the dead folks.
Sort of
but he-
expected that. Yep.
but he may be involved in some sort of observation or other nefarious purposes towards Galen here, I point. But we haven't talked to Solomon about the latter part yet.
Right.
We found out
Okay.
we found an angry mob of undead ravens in Galen's closet that probably came through the window to probably murder him and appear to have somehow managed to magically steal things, including case information about everything that's been going on from his trunk, which is, by the way, why Mr. Zinfandel is still scratched and bleeding everywhere. It was a mob of necromantically animated ravens. This lad here has managed to do a light spot of entrepreneurism amidst it all.
Right.
Which has been very lucky not to get. I mean, he found some odd stuff like some odd coins with Galen, which yes doesn't really give him a good explanation for Mr. over there, and he's found this bit of paper suggesting that Solomon is up to something involving targeting Galen. What we haven't got yet is an answer for who or which gun mage actually shot those two men, what necromancer is actually responsible for the swarm of ravens, and how on earth they got into that trunk, or generally anything else about what the fuck's going on.
Right. So, I have a brief bit of the lash, I'll admit. And it appears that you all fall apart without me.
Hey, we
Can I
want to
just-
fight against undead birds without you, okay? I think we're doing
True.
pretty good.
I mean, that I respect, Kato. I'm not putting you to task for that. But can you all just take a minute to step back and imagine hearing the tale you have all just told? Because as far as I'm concerned, I should be taking you all, tying you into straitjackets, and finding the nearest asylum. Because that is bonkers.
Yes, yes, it is. This is the problem we've been struggling with.
Right. So, presumably, we're still trundling on down the river.
Yes, we haven't sunk. You're not dead.
Well, I mean, even if we had sunk, I wouldn't be dead. But let's go with the idea that it has to be someone that's on board.
The
'Cause-
necromancer behind the ravens does not. They may have been conjured them in, assuming the necromancer isn't Galen here, who, by the way, is now staying in this room in case someone is trying to kill him.
Okay, I get that. Let's follow. Let's follow the logic here. How far away could a necromancer have put birds into a trunk that then presumably sealed itself again?
We don't know. The trunk is strange. It doesn't. It was filled with feathers of the birds, but the birds themselves didn't seem to be in it. We don't know exactly how they got on, if they got in directly, or if it was purely some magic of another kind that for some reason
the
leaves
birds
feathers
weren't
everywhere.
in the trunk. There was
No,
just
only their
feathers in there.
feathers. Yes.
Someone explain the magic to me, because right now my brain is doing things that makes me want to just punch.
I can't explain that magic because I have never seen anything like it before.
Right, Galen, can you explain it?
Galen's fast asleep.
Right, okay.
It's
So
3 a.m.
I'll drink to that.
As for distance that a necromancer could or control them from, the only thing to note of import is that there was one of those dead birds at the site that we got Bowden Heightley, Mr. Warjack from. When we were leaving, there was one of those. There was a dead bird on the farmhouse watching us.
And it flew away
Oh,
in a hurry.
actually, I do
Yeah.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So somehow we've got a necromancer that can control things from a very large distance away.
We can assume the necromancer isn't. We can't assume the necromancer is on board, but whoever pulled that trigger on those two lads is.
Has to be. And Kato, it weren't you because, well, that's obvious.
As this conversation is going on, there's a flash of light outside the window.
Look out.
It's raining. Suddenly, you get sheet rain, and then you hear the rumble of thunder.
Allender does a sort of breathe in, breathe out kind of thing.
Just a storm.
Well, I mean, okay. Let's assume that a blanket of rain would be able to potentially mask a lot of people invading the ship, and assume that we might be under attack pretty soon. Let's close the window and
It's already closed.
shutter it so they can't see in to shoot in. And then if we hear anything, we'll go to the top deck and I guess I'll carry Galen up there. I don't know.
Just no, we can lock it and leave him in here for now. The loose end we have is that Solomon is in some way linked to Galen, and we haven't investigated that yet.
Unless the cabin boy here was lying.
That's true. He could have got the bit of paper for someone else, or he could have just. Well, he probably didn't write it himself. He's just a cabin boy.
Probably not.
No.
Right then,
I think
what have
I
you got
pretty
to say for
successfully
yourself,
scared him.
other than the fact that you've been picking my pockets?
Sorry, this is the cabin boy. I've got nothing else to say, sir. I'm just very, very sorry, and would like to return to my duties before the captain finds me missing and I get
Oh no!
whipped.
We're not letting you out of our eyesight, kid. You
Then-
can still be the necromancer.
Then I think if that is
True.
the case, you should perhaps inform the captain.
Now, where has
At
the
some
captain
point,
been? He
we're
was
gonna
gonna go
have to tell the
interview
captain,
everyone,
yeah.
and he just
Vanished
ignored
into
us.
the ether. We should probably go and make sure he's not dead.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can head, and the captain's likely. When you ask some of the other crew, there's only a handful of other crew on this ship, on this boat, because it's not very big. The labourers, they sleep in hammocks in the cabin in the cargo hold. The captain is in the wheelhouse on the top deck. And obviously, as you go up the stairs, you will be heading out into torrential rain.
Storm, yeah. So pull the overcoat, collar up on the overcoat.
And you've got the boy in tow with you, and you've left Galen behind in the room.
Correct.
Yes,
Locked.
locked.
Captain.
I mean, we just can't like if Finch's point of view at this point, if someone wants to kill Galen, they're gonna fucking well do it. There's not a lot we can do to stop him. The man's so incompetent. He's virtually dead already. Finch is surprised he didn't just keel over and die at the table when he started coughing and spluttering. So
Wow.
Ah, Captain, you're still awake. Good. Did you investigate that gunshot that rang out earlier?
Oh, yes, lad. Yes, sir. I asked the crew. I asked the boy here. Obviously, I spoke to you initially. I had a chat to what's his name now? The guy that Kelson, who found the bodies. No one has any clue.
I think Lord Zinfandel was referring to the other gunshot that rang out
Yes.
not long ago.
That
Rang
one.
out.
Yes. Well, obviously, I briefly spoke, and we tied up the remains of the bodies. I was informed that there was a swarm of birds by one of the crew
Yes.
members.
Yes.
Strange.
Unseasonable phenomenon.
Necromantic birds. What kind of a ship are you running here, sir?
By 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 Morrow's teeth. No, necromantic birds. He spits to the floor. He spits to the floor and turns thrisely a Widdershins.
Finch is just trying not to make stupid jokes like, yes, every one of them was a master necromancer. It's just... Yes. The dark arts, sir.
The dark arts have sullied this ship, and we have yet to find the source of it.
It
Is there anyone
seems.
else?
It seems
who's
you've brought cursed items, or you yourselves are cursed, and brought it upon me.
Cursed?
How would we not know that you were the one cursed before we entered your ship? You would, of course, tell us that you were in good spiritual health and conceal such matters from us. Have we stepped aboard ship with a cursed man?
Look,
Perhaps you should think more carefully before you throw such accusations.
it is
sir.
what is the hour now? It is almost. It is
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Much later, and I am trying to keep this ship steady and on course and timely, because time is of the essence for much of the cargo I am carrying.
Would anyone have gained access to this ship without someone knowing about it?
Well, it is unlikely, but it is possible that, and it does happen, that there are bandits and so forth that are able to sneak aboard a boat such as this. They can lay in wait upstream and then, come meet the ship, intercept it, and then clamber aboard and do their business.
Right. And
There's been no sign of that, though.
well, I'm stumped.
Do you what about stowaways? Do you have any areas of cargo that, for example, are cargo holds that are well concealed,
Well,
where someone might
what are you
bunker down and
suggesting
not be
there,
noticed?
Master
Well, I don't
Finch?
think you're anything. I don't think you're anything other than an honest entrepreneur on the river. But many
There
honest entrepreneurs
are
need to have such
perhaps
compartments.
areas of the ship which are not so easily noticed, where we keep cargo that must be kept quiet.
Yep. Is there any chance that someone might be hiding in one of those?
Unlikely. I doubt it, but again, a canny stowaway would be able to perhaps hide amongst the cargo, within the cargo, perhaps.
Is it worth us having a route around to see if anyone has been?
Yeah,
Maybe.
that sounds like a good idea to me. It sounds like a very good idea.
A quick discreet look just to make sure no one has decided to.
I would suggest, if you are going to do that once you are done, I would like everyone who is not a member of the crew to return to their cabins, because I have had just about enough of this for this evening. We can begin to name names and point fingers in the morning.
That sounds good. Then we'll do that little search. Then we'll head
Yeah.
to bed.
And of course, you search around the cargo, and you don't turn up really anything.
Yeah. Check out his honest businessman special compartments.
Oh yeah, there's special compartments. You find in there a case of there's a case of Cadoran vodka.
I'm not going to touch any of that stuff. That's perfectly, as far as I'm concerned, it's perfectly reasonable way of doing
Perfectly
business.
reasonable wear. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not
I mean,
the law.
We got some interesting stuff in Highgate that we're not going to be announcing to anybody.
No.
Go anywhere. But once we check that, then I guess we're just going to have to, at some point we're going to have turn of the evening, because everyone apart from Bragg at this point is probably running on fumes.
Yeah.
Pretty tired.
Yeah. So go back to see if Galen's dead when we get back to the cabin.
No, Galen is there happily asleep.
Not sure if happy or disappointed. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be like, it's time to Like, by the time we wake up in the morning, probably the barge is going to be on fire. 7 other people are going to be dead, and Bowden's going to be rampaging. But at this point, I just don't care. I need to sleep.
It's all right. I'll take the watch, lads.
All right. Thanks, Bragg.
Thanks. Get down and snooze.
Yep.
Real quick, how does healing work? Like, how do we regain our lost vitality points?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm down by 2, and I'd like to get those 2 back, or I'm going to be dead soon.
Oh, yeah, they
down by
will,
6.
you will heal automatically with rest. Oh, let me find healing. It's in the book somewhere. No, that's damage, feat points, terrain, damage, continuous effects. Healing.
After
Recover.
yes, I was saying.
Yeah, after a short
Karen.
rest, you recover your physical in vitality points.
Okay.
And then you continue to recover over
Yeah.
time.
One
You gain
vitality
one
point per hour.
for the first 3 hours, and then 1 per every 6 hours. So
Yeah.
once you've got your fizz, that'll probably knock out most of it, and then a night's sleep will.
A night's sleep
Get you
will
at
recover
least-
it all. We'll just assume you get it all
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Like, I think if you got really fucked up, then it's a bit of a. If you get taken out of action, then you get into some bigger-ish problems. But
Ah, you
Those birds
squishies
hurt.
without your ability to regen.
fine, I can just eat other people's life force.
You sleep and you are you don't. None of you really have the best sleep. You have enough to rest and feel recovered. Zinfandel, you still look scratched up. But yeah, it's not the best sleep with all of you in that small cabin, with Bragg and Galen snoring.
Well, I'll be outside the door, keeping an eye on
Oh,
the
you're
place.
outside the door, okay, because you've had enough
Well, I'm
sleep.
keeping a watch because I've already
Yeah.
slept.
And then as morning comes, the cabin boy comes up to you, Bragg, because you emotionally doze off outside the door. Sir,
What?
it is breakfast is ready for you. There will be bacon, eggs, and some porridge ready for you in the
Bloody
dining
hell.
room.
It's a feast. Oi, lads, wake up.
Obviously, you wake up and
There's bacon.
it is in the cabin, obviously, with all of you in there, with the weather, and it's quite warm. It's quite pungent in there. You could all do with getting some fresh air and a wash.
Yep. Finch is still stewing over the likelihood that Solomon is up to no good.
So
Galen,
Finch.
Galen's
That's
like,
his bacon.
there's bacon. I must. I would love to have some food now. I'm starving.
Is Galen? How is Galen looking? Because he's been looking very ropey and lots of coughing and spluttering.
He looks tired. He hacks up some phlegm as he wakes up. I must return to my cabin because my clothes are missing, and I must. The only robe I have was the one that is in the closet there.
One of us
Why
should
would
probably go
your
with you.
clothes be missing?
They were in the trunk.
They were the trunk full of raven feathers now.
Yeah, but there were clothes in your closet, so I don't want to
There were
hear any
some.
complaining.
Yes.
All right.
Just
Well,
give me
I'll
robes.
escort Galen, lads. You go.
All right.
I feel that you need to save me a plate, and I expect you to save me a plate. All right. Not looking no half measures. Troll portions.
Fine.
Galen gets his coat,
Yeah.
gets his heavy robes, and you head back and you find the others, and you are happily having breakfast. Solomon, the gun mage that you met that night, walks down and he looks at the food and whispers over to Zacharias, "Is this the best they have? I was hoping for some small pastries."
What's
Is this
a
in- is this in-
continental?
Is this in Naylese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respond in Laolese. No, it's just porridge. Every single day on these barges. Porridge, porridge, porridge.
They have some hot water there. They don't even have. They don't even have coffee.
No, they drink tea on these trips.
Yes.
Brackish, bitter, unsugared tea.
Is these infidels working on breaking this guy's spirit already?
Perhaps, and he produces from the pocket in his coat a small cafetiere, with a bit of water, and I have some fresh coffee. Would you care for some when it is brewed?
Oh, absolutely. That'd be delicious and delightful. Thank you, my brother, for your generosity.
And
So it's not the ravens that get Zach, it's the poisoned coffee. Got it.
and Solomon, talks with the cook and after about
the cook. It's the goddamn cook. I told you.
after some time, he returns with 2 small cups, and he pours in, and you all watch as 2 hot, steaming cups of coffee are poured.
Nauseating stuff.
I also have one other thing, and he produces it out of the inside of his jacket a small, what looks like a snuff box, but then it opens up and it has sugar cubes.
Why? Sugar.
The ultimate transgression.
That's real. That's cane sugar. It's not any of the beet sugar that we have in Lael.
It's actual sugar.
Oh,
Forget
evil warjacks. Let's get into dealing sugar. That's clearly.
That's where the money is. Yeah.
I'm all for this new industry of ours.
1 lump or 2?
Steady on.
I'll just have one. I don't mean to be.
He drops one into your tea and into your coffee, and he does the same for his. If you don't mind, I will take my breakfast with me above deck. Good days to you, sirs and brother. And looks in the direction of Galen, and then heads off, sipping his coffee. Yes, this is a good coffee.
I will sip my coffee as
It's
well.
great.
Ooh,
Wakes
so
you up.
That
It's got a little zip to it.
That felt like that moment in Breaking Bad where they're discussing why they should not, forgo meth and start making coffee instead. It feels like we found our new direction, guys.
Yes.
Let's stop busting our asses doing investigation and become coffee and sugar merchants.
Sugar dealers. Black market sugar dealers.
Black market sugar. I'll have you know that's something else entirely.
Yeah. Want some cubes, mate.
What is this? It's heroin.
Genuine caster. Is that heroin? No, it's actually sugar. We're
It's
just
actually
dealing in sugar.
We're just sugar.
If we tried drugs, it wasn't as profitable.
Yeah.
You continue eating your breakfast, and Galen finishes some, and he mainly just eats the porridge. And he holds his stomach for a bit. Gentlemen, if you do not mind, I must
Oh, great! He's been poisoned.
I must excuse me. And he gets up and he walks away and heads upstairs.
I kind of want to follow him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I want to watch him if he dies or gets, assassinated.
I'll follow him.
Okay, Kato, you follow him. Keeping some distance, and you watch as he doesn't go to his chamber. He pauses for a second, and then he's like, "Oh no!" And then stands up a bit straighter, and then heads out onto the main deck. And then from there, he's on the main deck and heads to the prow of the ship. And he stands there, holding himself against the railing, looking over onto the river, and makes to look like he's heaving a bit.
Ugh. Coffee clearly didn't agree with him. Is he?
Well, he had tea, didn't he? He didn't have coffee. He had tea.
Sorry. Is he actually like vomiting, or is he just looking like he's heaving?
You can't tell from where you are.
You know, I'm gonna go up there and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, you okay? You all
You
right?"
begin to approach him when a shot rings out.
There we go.
Oh no!
There we are. Said he was going to get it.
You look up and you see, pointing his mage lock down at Galen, is Solomon.
Knew it. Can't trust these gun mages.
Galen looks and he's just stood like still, and he sees you and he's like, "Galen, help me! It's the killer!" And he then dives, trying to get to cover, mostly behind a crate.
So did Solomon hit him?
No, the shot missed.
And that was Galen who said you had asked for help, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the best way to summon my friends is with a trademark battle cry or sound that my mage rock conveniently makes. So, and it's very clear he fired, right? I'll see like a little.
Yeah, you see there's smoke coming from the mage lock.
So Solomon had the gun pointed at Galen. He
Oh yeah.
Say, yeah. And conveniently, an undead bird hasn't exploded or something.
Yeah,
he wasn't saving Galen's life. He just shot and missed.
Then, well, I'm gonna shoot back.
Okay, you turn to point your pistol at him, and as you do so, you pause momentarily as you're about to pull the trigger, and you see alighting on the railing on the upper deck there next to Solomon, another one of those damned fucking ravens.
Maybe he was shooting a bird.
Aha!
So next to Solomon is a raven.
Shoot the bird.
I shoot the bird.
You're gonna shoot the bird? Okay, go on then.
You know the birds are wrong, and the man might or might not be, but the bird's definitely wrong. And
Yeah, I'm gonna get shot by this gun mage, I think. But I'm gonna shoot the bird first because I really don't want to make a mistake.
we'll put a lovely message on your gravestone.
Thunderbolt, accuracy, and brutal.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's overkill on a raven, isn't it?
Isn't it like minus
raven.
one die though to kill a raven?
No, because it's not a swarm and it's literally stood still.
Well, still gonna blow him up. Maybe. All right, here we go. Let's do better than last time. We did do better than last time. All right. 21.
Yeah, you've hit, and it explodes. There's feathers everywhere. Solomon looks shocked as you fired at him, but didn't hit. Looks to the side of next to him and sees this burst of feathers, and then again has paused momentarily. And of course, he doesn't have to reload his pistol because it's a Laerle's mage lock,
I want that
and
gun.
pulls the trigger and shoots at you.
Ah! It gave him the benefit of the doubt. In the future, no more giving benefits of the doubt.
What's your defense?
Oh, it's 13.
It's 13, and he is elevated, so he would get +2 defense, so he doesn't get that. So your defense is 13. What's his rat? There's his rat. And how
He's the rat.
how on? Let me just get this right. So because I can. So he's got Arcana 3, so he can do 3 in total 3 cost on rune shots, can't he? Without incurring anything. Okay, so he's gonna add that. And he shoots at you. Attack roll. Okay, so he's rolling that.
Roll low, roll low, roll low.
That's definitely a hit. And then you also hear you recognise the type of shot being fired. You recognise the runes glowing around the pistol. Yeah, thunderbolt and brutal and accuracy. This
Joke's on you. You're just going to summon my friends. Unless we previously agreed that 2 thunderbolts means I'm okay. Then that would be
So rolling for damage.
His morning practice.
Rolling for damage. Your armor
10.
10.
Oof.
Okay, 10.
Gonna sting.
Yep.
I'm gonna cut those
Okay,
rules
so you
for
take
hands if you get
5
boxed out.
points of damage to your 1,
Ow.
and you are knocked back D3 inches, which basically means you now definitely need to make an agility roll to grab onto the railing so you're not thrown overboard by the shot.
Real quick, I can spend a feat point to have the damage.
So
Yes,
you halve
that's
it
right.
before you apply
yeah.
armor.
Oh, okay.
So we
Sorry.
go from 15, which sounds like the total, down to
To 8.
8,
Mm-hmm.
and then your armor would soak all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought I could go after.
No,
no,
it's better
it's-
to go before.
It definitely goes on before. Yeah.
Yeah, it soaks it completely. So if you spend a feat point, you will take no damage from that hit.
Okay,
You'll
but
still
I still have to roll to avoid getting knocked
Yeah.
over the edge, though.
Yeah,
No, it won't stop you being knocked over because obviously that's a different effect. That's not damage. That's just a pushback.
Mhm. Alright,
So
and what's
yeah,
it off of?
it's going to be off your agility.
Okay, we got this. We got this. We're doing good. We're doing great. Well, 10.
Yeah, you grab on but you are hanging by one hand
Ow, 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 ow,
from the
ow,
railing. Everyone else has heard the shot down below. You've heard now 2 thunderbolt style shots go off. Galen
not what
is
should be
running,
happening.
screaming back into the cabins.
because that was 3. It was like it was Solomon's shot. Then
Oh, it's 3
shot,
shots in
Solomon's
total
shot,
that
so
have
it's
gone
like
off.
bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. Yeah. So that is a stab fork in bacon. Begrudgingly, get up, start running.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Much the same, actually, probably for Bragg as well. Just like throws his cutlery down in. This was a good breakfast. Now I'm gonna have to break some heads. Begins running upstairs.
Is Zacharias with his coffee on the move?
Yep. He grabs his coffee, brandishes his dress sword, and starts sprinting up.
So I'm just checking the deck plan on how get down from there to there. Yeah, so to get up, you head up the stairs from the. So what you do is you're heading from the rear of the ship up the steps, past the tables on either side of the dining hall. You then have to do an about turn, head back down the corridor, past your cabin, up the other steps, which takes you into the wheelhouse, up behind the wheel of the wheelhouse, and then you about turn, and then you're on the main deck where there's obviously lots of cargo. Before you on the main deck is
Presumably-
cargo, and you can see at that point you can see Solomon, obviously
Because
pointing
he would be
down.
at the wheelhouse, wouldn't he?
He isn't. So the wheelhouse is at the back of the boat. Solomon's at the
Yeah.
very front. The prow of the ship was where Galen was being
Galen.
shot, and where currently Kato is hanging for his life.
Ow, 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 ow.
So Solomon
hope
has
you
his back to you
realise
currently.
You have interrupted my breakfast.
Solomon turns around, having reloaded his mage lock, and obviously points it in your direction. Don't worry, there's cover in between you and him because there's crates and everything.
Oh, I just began sprinting at him.
Oh, Jesus
What
Christ!
range are we? What range are we at this point?
You're in enough range to fire your You're in regular range for your pistols and everything.
Okay, then that means I'm within force hammer range.
Yeah, that's right. Let me just check the initiative on Galen. Not Galen, on Solomon. Solomon's action is at the start of combat, before initiative is rolled, which is a new combat being initiated because he finished that one with Kato, kind of. He can immediately advance up to 12 feet, and perform a quick action to take cover and go prone. So he's going to do that. He literally bolts forward, ducks behind cover, and takes aim. And he immediately makes a shot because he's also got the sentry ability and takes a shot at Bragg.
Yeah.
This is Solomon, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing all of this, and he's done fast reload as well, so that's why he's able to do all of this in one go. And this is before his own initiative, so we'll roll initiative, which is 2d6 plus initiative.
Let's see. For once, I can roll a decent initiative.
I roll pretty good.
Oh, I rolled boxcars.
Wow, okay.
Better than me.
So,
But he's going
27.
he's on an 18, but he's going to get this first shot off against Bragg, which he's doing the full Thunderbolt accuracy, blah, blah, blah. He's not actually, let's say he's not going to bother with accuracy and he's not going to bother with Thunderbolt. He's just going to go full brutal on it. So rolling to hit. Bragg's defense.
10.
So he's hit. Even with the cover of the crates in the way. And the damage, armor.
12.
12. So that's 6 points of damage. So
Okay.
he's done a total of 7, 10, 8. He does 18 damage.
Remember the
Before your-
circle,
before your
the-
armor.
The spiral.
Oh yeah, so 6 points of damage to the 4.
Okay. So I'm currently crippled agility.
Which will be -2 on
Minus
attack
2
rolls.
to attack rolls. But
And
it's not going to
then
matter.
whoever's got the highest initiative gets to act next, which is
So
mostly...
that would be Zacharias, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
How much you got? What you got,
27.
Sonny?
27.
I've got 27 as well.
Oh,
Wow.
Would
I think-
you like
no,
to
wait.
go first?
Hold on. No, I think I may have misjudged that. Sorry, I think I might have added that up wrong. My initiative is... Yeah, no, I got 27. I have a huge initiative for some reason.
Huh.
I didn't roll... my initiative is... I'm just going to double check that's added up, right?
Well, here, I'm gonna just do my thing because
Go on then.
Oh, yeah, no, I've got it right.
Zacharias is gonna drop his dress sword and pull out his knockout pen. He's gonna click it 3 times and throw it at the gun mage.
Okay.
We'll see
What?
if it can knock him out.
Wait, hold up. Knockout pen?
It's got knockout
He
passive.
tried to use it once. It did not work.
Right,
Remember,
so...
you've got +1 to attack and damage on everything because you're a smart dude.
So that's
Yes.
going to be combat. That's counts
a
as
thrown
thrown.
weapon.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got
What's
+2.
Solomon's initiative, by the way?
He's got +2 defense because of cover. So his defense is 13.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So make a roll with the knockout pen. I got snake eyes, so I'm gonna re-roll that using a feat point because we're getting to the end of the session.
Yeah.
And I got boxcars.
Wow.
It's going. We're really swingy today. That's 2 boxcars in one session.
You get a feat point back.
Yeah,
Oh,
critical success
awesome.
pass.
That was really good usage. So I hit him. I'm pretty sure I got an 18 total.
Yeah. And what does that do against him? What do you need to roll?
So he now has to make a physical roll versus 14 or be knocked out.
Physical roll versus 14 or be knocked
Yes.
out.
Do
let's
it.
see.
Well, not do it. Not him pass, but knock the guy out. Come on. Pen of death. Pen of
Pen
destiny.
of death. Pen of death.
Yeah, you chuck it at him. It lands on the box in front of him, explodes in a plume of purplish gas. He's choking, and as he passes out, it begins to collapse, tumbles off the railings into the river.
Oh shit!
Motherfucker.
Well,
I guess we're dropping out of combat at this point.
Yes.
Pelting it the fuck over to see what's happened to him. Was
You
my-
look
managed to
down
find
into the
27, I
river, you
added it up
can't
wrong.
see a body, you can't see anything.
Motherfucker. Wait, where's Kato?
Hanging on. Kato
On the
has to
railing?
make a physical roll to get up. Pull yourself up. It's actually, it'll be an agility roll because it's climbing.
Oh no.
Oh, no,
Does a 9 do it?
No, you're still hanging there.
We start sort of Kato? Kato?
Over here.
Kato? Oh,
Hold time.
And then I guess we sort of
Classic.
To confirm, he was lying down, got up because he was coughing, fell over the edge of the barge.
No, he was behind a crate, like
Yeah, but
aiming.
he's okay. Shot me. Okay, so in terms of like, Kato's pretty near there anyway, so I'll sort of go running over and just grab hold of Kato.
You'll be able to run to the end of the top deck, leap over the railing, land on the deck below, and thus the prow of the ship, run over and pull up Kato
Yeah.
more than easily.
Can I see where he's gone?
Yeah,
Because
I guess-
presumably he's fallen off the side and gone underneath the ship.
he performed a gothic villain escape.
You
vanished to
you're
menace us
really
against
not
you.
sure where he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, Zacharias comes from a naval family, so he knows to shout, "Man overboard!"
And also, it's quite difficult
Very
to see
helpful.
where. Obviously, he would be taken by the flow of the river. You're moving against the river, and you're in a paddle boat, so there's a lot of foamy wash behind the boat. Where
Oh, so wait, we're moving against the river.
Yeah.
So he would be taken.
downstream,
from us then.
yeah, while you're heading upstream, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he
I
dead.
bet.
He
I bet he was
did,
the
yeah.
Solomon. I bet he was the Solomon buying up alchemical shit in Highgate as well. Sod.
Perhaps.
I
But
bet
we'll
it was
never
him.
know.
Obviously, Captain Hargrave is just looks up over the wheel of the boat because he's in the, and it's like, is it over?
Yes, possibly. I'll look around for where Galen is, see if he's in the bloody pub.
Galen is you try to find Galen and you can't find him right now.
I'm gonna kill him myself at this rate.
I'm
go-
going to spend a feat point and instantly regain 7.
Yeah, sure.
Gonna head downstairs for Galen at firstly his room, secondly at the Bowden room. The Bowden
Yep,
holding
go
pen.
find Galen now.
Okay. You find Galen and you go to Galen's quarters and you don't find him there in his chamber, nor in yours.
Yeah. Now then it's Bowden
Yeah.
o'clock.
Okay. You head down to the you head down into the main cargo and you don't find Galen there either. At least not in the section at the prow of the boat where you keep where Bowden is kept.
Gonna check Bowden still has a cortex.
Yeah, it's still good.
Good. Where is the
Where are
Right.
we keeping Bowden's body again?
in somewhere?
It's in it's in a crate.
hammer space.
It's basically a crate it's a long crate that's basically big enough to keep a coffin in.
But we have to. He's still alive, so we have to keep on opening. And
Yeah,
cleaning up and
there's
feeding
some
and
like
stuff.
it's like
Air
it would have
holes.
been created specifically by the Order of Illumination in Highgate. It would have been kind of like these. It's basically like a cold storage box with some arcane mechanics that keeps them cold under ice.
If Galen thinks he's getting off cleaning up Bowden's body duty, he's better think twice. That's fine. I guess we just have to fan out.
Galen,
Try and
where
hunt him
are
down.
you?
Galen
Yeah.
does come out from within the depths of
There
the
we go.
cargo, but yes, did you killed him?
He
No,
fell
he's
off the
not.
boat.
He's not on the ship anymore.
It was an accident, and it's that
I told you that Solomon was an assassin. He's the one.
poor coffee.
All right, let's go check his room.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You
Check that out.
head back up to check Solomon's room then.
Really wanted his pistol.
The one of the crew, it would be Kelson, the crew member who found the bodies of Tak and Molan, who were killed the night before. He unlocks the room, and inside you don't find too much. It's rather bare. It seems like obviously Solomon was traveling rather lightly, and but you do find in there a small bag, and open it up, you find his rune inscribed bullet casting equipment. So you basically find gunpowder and small ingots of metal that he would, obviously heat up and form into his rune bullets to then inscribe. So quite expensive stuff to keep, to have, and to leave behind. You can now make a investigation roll.
Is that detection or something else?
Yeah, detection. Yeah, sorry.
I did not
14.
roll well.
Hey!
Detectorize it.
That is a 15 pair of fives.
23.
23.
Feet points spent for them. Yep. I'm running on feet points, but
Okay, you obviously you search through. You find in his luggage a hidden section within the satchel. You pry it open, and there are scraps of paper with information, a log of details. They're describing the comings and goings of people, following someone from Corvus down to Highgate, having tracked them through the south of Cador. And there's also details of a bounty for this person. The bounty, though there is no name associated with it, it says, as you open it up, is a bounty for a gun mage.
do they have a name?
No name associated.
No, but there is a sketch which could be Galen Reach.
I'm just gonna round on Galen. Just
Oh,
330.
Galen's outside of that
pounds.
cabin as you're looking through, because I'm sure you wouldn't have wanted to take him
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, but I won't want him too far away from us because there's been an attempt on his life. So I'm just gonna round on Galen. Just like, all right, Father Galen. I think it's time you do some talking, wouldn't you say? I'm just gonna grab him before he goes anywhere.
But what do you mean?
What's this, sunshine? It's you, in it?
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
good
good bounty.
likeness.
Look at that.
He gets out a small kind of like monocle, kind of. Oh, it does rather look like. You're not suggesting I'm this man.
I'm asking you to clarify and explain.
Which says this is a bounty for. That's a lot of gold crown for a gun mage. I can't even. I could barely use a pistol, let alone a.
As far as I'm concerned, currently, that's your word. That's it. I've got no proof that you can't use a pistol.
This could clearly all be cover for this assassin. It is.
But I mean, is it like an actual notarized bounty? Is it because typically these things are like officiated in some
There
way,
is
like,
an
yeah.
official bounty to collect on a gun mage, and it looks like it's the bounty was. It's hard to read. The only reason you know it's a bounty and everything is you can read gold, money. It looks like a bounty with an image,
It's a handbill.
and the rest of it's written in Cadoran. So obviously,
I can read that.
Zinfandel can confirm it's a bounty for the individual for crimes of murder and assassination.
All right.
Quick question: the drawing looks like him, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
not
a
like
sketch.
a drawing that looks like me. It looks like him, right?
It looks like him, but I mean, as good as any drawing can look like someone if it's based off, kind of a photo fit based off other people's descriptions.
Why would they think he's a gun mage?
Well, if he goes around murdering people with a gun mage's gun and throwing room bullets, that would do it, wouldn't it? I mean, we do have 2 corpses with bullets in them not matching either your or Solomon's signature.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, traditionally, people think you're a gun mage if you do gun magic, so I imagine that's what happened.
But we've yet to see him use any gun magic.
Well, we have yet to see that. Whoever made this bill obviously had a different opinion on the matter. Alander's current internal monologue is, this would be a lot easier if we found a fucking mage log.
Yeah.
There is the cabin boy runs up the steps, runs down the steps from the wheelhouse. The captain wishes to speak with you, gentlemen.
All
Regarding what? I'm a little busy here, kid.
We don't listen to no captains. we probably should though, because he's captain of the ship. And...
Yeah.
He
Boy,
wishes
speak up.
he wishes to speak with you within in the next in an hour's time when when he is a change of shift at the wheelhouse. He said, "Do not waste time you do not have."
Well, why don't we go and talk to him now then?
Yeah, why don't we talk to him now? He just told us we had to go talk to him now.
Come
Why
on,
He
don't
is
we
Galen.
talk to him
busy,
now?
and I'm sure he will meet you when it is appropriate.
I'm just staring at the cabin boy like, what the hell? Does he look like he's in his right mind? Like he's not? Does he look like someone's like? Is he?
Whammied him.
Is someone mind whammied him? Is he sort of all together there, or is he just looking confused in general?
Does he have glowing green eyes, perchance?
Is he sprouting horns?
No, he just pass on the message.
Okay.
Galen looks at the boy and goes, "But then maybe it is about the maybe it's about Solomon. Maybe maybe someone knows something else about him when they
Maybe
brought because they may have dredged up his body. Of course, maybe
Listen,
of course.
why did you go up onto the deck with Solomon when you previously said you
I
thought
didn't know
Solomon
he
was an
wasn't.
assassin?
I didn't know he was up on deck.
Well, don't you think you should maybe take a little bit better care of your personal health and safety if you think there's an assassin on board?
But that's
You
what
know
you're
who
here
they
for.
are. No, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, we haven't been hired to be your bodyguard. Let's nip that one right in the bud.
We've tried to do what we can to keep you largely intact, but it's not our job to fend off every necromantic assassin and gun mage assassin who comes gunning
Also-
for you.
Can we drill down to the bedrock of why a lot of people want you dead?
I'm a member of the Order of Illumination. We are in. He looks at the cabin boy.
You're not an important part, otherwise you wouldn't be escorting us.
But we're in possession of some rather important things.
Yeah, but they're not trying to kill us. Everyone is trying to kill you. And we're the ones in possession of the important things. And also, we're
Well,
A
that's
lot.
because they presume I have them because I'm the one walking round with clothed, and I'm a known member of the Order of Illumination. I'm a scholar within that order.
Yeah. And which gun mage order were you in before joining the Order of Illumination?
Good sir, your accusations are yet again unfounded and are an
Actually, they
insult
are
to
quite
me.
Literally founded.
Yeah, part of the
based on
necromancer,
evidence.
the necromancer school of gun mages.
All right. We've got an hour.
If you don't mind, I think after the offence, I'm shaken and someone has
No, you're
attempted
going
my
nowhere,
life
mate.
again. I would like to. I've been
I
attacked by
clap.
birds and I've been attacked by a gun mage. I'm
Yeah.
going to.
As he's saying all this, I clap a handcuff onto him and the other handcuff onto Bragg's wrist. Where I'm going, you're going, Sunshine. Until we can clarify this little situation, you're not leaving my side.
I want to point out that Bragg has a handcuff that is one side troll sized, one side human sized.
So more specifically, Bragg has two sets of handcuffs. One set which is for Ogrin and trolls, and one set that is for trolls and humans.
Incredible. Great attention to detail there.
Yeah, he's practiced at this.
It's almost like this is part of Bright's career.
Yep.
So yeah,
Right.
as he's like, I would like to, and it's just clack, clack.
Well, now we've forged a closer bond of cooperation between the Morrowind Church and the Trollkin. Should we go and finish breakfast?
Oh God, yeah. Inch knows what's up. Come on, Galen.
Right. And we're going to leave the session now. Oh, wow. Everyone gets an experience point as normal at the end of a regular session.
That's 10.
Oh, wow. That's insane. Everyone can get extra +1 because it's quite the comedy of errors going on.
This was
Look, if Finch vigorously accuses everybody, I will get it right eventually.
Yeah.
You're the
I would
worst
say
investigators in the world.
I think you'll find we're the best investigators.
Yeah. Finch just paranoidly locks on to everyone in turn that every time there's evidence, which means they are in fact all guilty of something. I just don't know what.
I just can't believe that I gave the guy the benefit of the doubt and he shot me for it.
No, but you did kill the birdie, and that's not.
Killed
That's pretty
two
important.
birds.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And
true.
then I almost fell off a deck.
Yes, that was perhaps not so great. Ooh, that's 10 XP marker is +1 spell, ability, connection, or military skill. That might be the
Nice.
time I take shadow magic, but I'm not sure yet.
Do it.
Shadow
Spicy.
magic for stealth casting. Yes.
Why would
Just
you
for the
need
whole-
stealth casting?
Well, so I can look annoyedly at people and then they just explode. There's no evidence it was me. My word, that man just got force hammered off that building. Whoever could have done such a thing.
Now, big question, guys. Given the fact that we recently have acquired one, do I take Jack Marshall?
Ooh, spicy.
Spicy.
And the ability to command it.
That's interesting. I think it's possible once you've had some training. I don't think you've had really... But then also you've been in the military, so you've
I was
had
gonna
some
say-
idea of it. You've seen
Yeah.
it done.
It's possible. What we might need to do, because Bowden might be on, is going to be on lockdown once we get to Corvus. So we might need to get another Jack if you want to get the most use out of it. But
That's
we could
fair.
probably
Yeah.
figure out. We could probably. I mean, to be honest, getting a Labour Jack isn't the worst plan ever, given the amount of bullshit we have to do.
Couldn't we take the Cortex out and then replace it with a different Cortex, and that could be your Jack?
We can, but then I can't have a Warjack lab assistant.
That's fair. That's a good.
No,
call. a
that's
really good call.
actually not a bad idea because it was a Talon chassis, and what we need to figure out how to transfer Bowden's soul back to his body, and the soul is in the cortex, not the mech. So that's not the worst plan ever. On the other hand, I'm not sure Bowden's going to agree to it because he's going to basically be locked up. He's locked
Oh, they
in.
mostly want to put him in a non-military warjack anyway. If they need
Yeah,
him
but
to
we
do
haven't
stuff.
we haven't told them he's literally him. They know something weird happened, but they don't know
Yeah.
that's Bowden. But maybe they want to keep the cortex. They may want to take the cortex out anyway to keep close eye on it. In which case, yeah, we could just take the Talon and see if we can buy a regular Cortex and stick it in. I don't know how expensive those are, how hard that is.
That's some very interesting points. That's the end of the session for this week. Sorry about the technical issues we had with streaming, because Windows updates really hate me. What was I going to say? So if you want to find out more about Iron Kingdoms, we have podcasted about it before on Dark Days Radio. But if you want to find out more about roleplay games and horror RPGs, please go over to www.darker-days.org. From there, you can get to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, which has pictures of war games, miniatures painted up, and so forth. You can also go over to our Discord, where we have lots of amusing conversation about latest releases, horror games, and real-world horror. You can head over to Drive-Thru-RPG. You can pick up all the supplements we've written for the Storyteller's Vault for Chronicles of Darkness. And you can tune in to Gehenna Gaming on their Twitch next week for even more Warhammer Fantasy roleplay with the Enemy Within, which I guess is nearing a conclusion.
Yes, I believe the next session is the final one.
Wow. So that's the end of book 1 of The Enemy Within. Not like there's another 4.
The majority of that session trying to work out how to burn down some very important people's houses.
Oh, God.
Classic.
It's one of those moments where the DM's like, they're going in a way that is definitely not the direction the adventure wants to take it. How can we stop them? Because there was every single block imaginable on us setting this fire to this thing. And it was still, to our mind, the best solution to the problem.
Yep.
Brilliant.
All of the cult leaders are meeting in one spot.
Yeah.
Obviously, we take them out.
We have a fire mage, and that is a flammable building. It just makes sense.
Brilliant. Brilliant. It's just great to know
moment.
that a bunch of plebs in Warhammer are just as dangerous and have actually more stupid ideas. I think your guys in Iron Kingdoms are a little bit more, they're less unhinged, a bit more scholarly, and know what they're doing. Competent. That's the word, competent, which is really the sign of the type of game. Also, and again, you can find it's not on YouTube yet, but it will be uploaded. Obviously, all these episodes are on YouTube. I will splice together all the bits from this episode to make proper episode and put it onto YouTube as soon as possible. Uploads to YouTube will be this week as well. The session of Soulbound from last weekend, where we did a lot of vampire hunting. That was hilarious and epic. Right, with that, I'll thank everyone for taking part yet again, and we will plod on with this madness next session and hopefully get to the next story, next episode.
Nice.
Right, so goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.